Welcome to ATV News. I'm Michaela Amos.
And I'm Emily Jeffers. Today on the show, the American sniper trial comes to a close, garbage around the district is piling up, and more difficulties for the Metro. ATV News starts now. A jury in Texas has found former Marine Eddie Ray Routh guilty in the 2013 murders of American sniper Chris Kyle and his friend Chad Littlefield. The jury deliberated for 4 hours on Tuesday before reaching the verdict. Routh will get no chance of parole with the automatic life sentence.
This week, Mayor Muriel Bowser announced changes to school boundaries that would give students and their families much more variety to pick from in the annual lottery system. Bowser said she was concerned over the way that these boundaries are often defined by geographic things like rivers, and that this may cause racial disparities in schools.
Since Thursday, it is now legal to have small amounts of marijuana in the District of Columbia. The law, which was enacted on December 5th, has drawn praise from some people and criticism from others. Congress wrote a letter to D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser before the legalization, saying that if she moved ahead with the legalizing of marijuana, she would be breaking the law.
Now, Jalen Chapman and Andy Lawani bring us the latest in entertainment news.
Hello, this is Andy Lawani.
I'm Jalen Fairborn Chapman, and this is ATV Entertainment.
Off the back of the Twitter uproar, #OscarsSoWhite, Juliana Rancic unfortunately stereotyped the singer Zendaya's hairstyle on an episode of Fashion Police. The E! Correspondent ridiculed the 18-year-old's dreadlocks by saying she looked and she smelled like patchouli oil and weed.
Zendaya promptly responded on Instagram, reminding Rancic how the norms of American beauty are skewed to disregard black styles, while fans pointed out that Kylie Jenner's dreadlocks were edgy to the TV personality just a few weeks earlier. Rancic released a public apology, which Zendaya gracefully and graciously accepted.
Pop diva Madonna says she's fine after a scary fall of her performance of Living for Love at the 2015 Brit Awards. Things went wrong when Madonna's devilish dancers attempted to remove her lengthy black coat as she was perched near the edge of the stage. The singer tumbled backwards down a flight of stairs and hit head first, but managed to joke about the irony of the fall soon afterward.
Lady Gaga, to many people's surprise, stole the show at this year's Academy Awards. The notorious applause singer took the stage to honor the 50th anniversary of The Sound of Music, even being praised by the iconic Julie Andrews. Not long after, Gaga released a brief teaser to social media about her role in the next American Horror Story season, Hotel. These could be a series of steps in the right directions of a mainstream comeback.
Drake's surprise mixtape, If You're Reading This, It's Too Late, is still racking up awards and making history. All 17 tracks have been secured positions on the Billboard Top 50 R&B, hip-hop, and R&B list. The rapper broke his own record by having 14 on the charts and also became the first rapper to top the Billboard Artist 100 chart. Wow.
Yeah. I'm Jalen Fairborn Chapman.
And this is Andy Lawani, and this has been ATV Entertainment.
Mayor Bowser has had quite the busy week. This Friday, she announced that the buildup of uncollected trash that had collected after a week of snow combined with a federal holiday would be addressed before the start of next week with an unprecedented effort to keep trash collectors safe and efficient.
Next, ATV brings you the latest in politics with Jonathan Hunter.
Hello, I'm Jonathan Hunter, and welcome to ATV Politics. Late Friday night, Congress avoided a Department of Homeland Security shutdown by passing a bill that extends funding for the DHS for 7 days. The deal came together after a tough day of negotiations in which the House Republican leadership failed to get enough votes to provide funding for the agency for 3 weeks. The final deal came together 2 hours before the midnight deadline and prevents the furlough of 30,000 of the agency's employees. Also on Friday, President Obama wiped away tears as he bid an emotional farewell to U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder. Holder announced in October that he would be stepping down from the Justice Department. During a ceremony where Holder's portrait was unveiled, Holder said he was proud of his accomplishments and will continue to fight for civil rights during his last remaining days in office. Holder was the country's third longest serving Attorney General and the first African American to hold the position. And finally, for the past week, several potential presidential candidates were in Washington, hoping to win the heart of conservative voters at the CPAC event. Familiar faces such as Jeb Bush, Rand Paul, Donald Trump, along with others, were trying to convince the crowd of why they would be best suited for president. Many of the potential candidates attacked President Obama's handling of foreign policy issues and vowed that their conservative agenda would be best for the country. I'm Jonathan Hunter, and this has been your ATV Politics Report.
Thanks, Jonathan. The Ivy City Mosque in Northwest D.C. has been vandalized for the second time this week. According to the director of the mosque, the damages were minor, ranging from ripped religious hangings on the walls to broken furniture. Despite being vandalized, the director said the mosque will remain open. Now, here's Mike Goodkind with sports.
Thank you. I'm Mike Goodkind, and this is ATV Sports. Starting with a little bit of sad news, the New York Knicks said that Anthony Mason, a former power forward for several teams in the 1990s, died on Saturday. The 48-year-old was diagnosed with congestive heart failure earlier this month. Mason will surely be missed by everyone who is a fan of the NBA and, of course, the New York Knicks organization. Moving on to Major League Baseball news, the Mets ace Matt Harvey gives a thumbs up after facing batters for the first time since his Tommy John surgery last season. Maybe this could finally be the break the New York Mets have been waiting for since 2006. In Washington Nationals news, Bryce Harper, the team center fielder, came into spring training very confident this past Wednesday. Harper quoted, "Excited to get going this year and doing the things that I need to do to bring a title back to DC and hoist that trophy over the monuments." The outfielder just 2 months into his $7.5 million contract. In the NFL news, the Cardinals released their defensive tackle Darnell Dockett after 11 seasons. Upsetting for the organization. I'm Mike Goodkind, and this has been ATV Sports.
Thanks, Mike. This week, a Maryland bus driver was arrested on her way to pick up some children for a field trip. Police say that when they pulled her over in her school bus, they found several full and half-empty containers of beer and liquor.
Next up, Max Knauer brings us this week's finance news.
Good evening, I'm Max Knauer, and this is your ATV News Finance Report. On Friday, regulators from the FDIC shut down Doral Bank, once the fourth largest bank in Puerto Rico. Doral had suffered a number of legal problems prior to its closing, including a multi-million-dollar fraud case and an unsuccessful lawsuit brought against the Puerto Rican government over overpaid taxes. Spokesmen from the FDIC say this is the largest bank failure in 5 years. On Wednesday, owner of TJ Maxx and Marshall's TJX announced that it would raise the minimum wage for its workers. Minimum wages for TJX workers will rise to $9 this June and $10 next year. This announcement follows Walmart's decision last week to raise their workers' minimum wage on a similar schedule. And on Tuesday, Federal Reserve Chair Janet Yellen told a congressional committee that the Fed will consider raising interest rates on a, quote, meeting-by-meeting basis. If the Fed did raise interest rates, it would be the first time since 2006. The Dow Jones is down by 0.04%, the S&P 500 by 0.27%, and the NASDAQ is up by 0.15%. This has been Max Knauer with your ATV News Finance Report.
Thanks, Max.
The dress covered in pearls Lupita Nyong'o wore to the Oscars on Sunday went missing earlier this week but has since been recovered. Nyong'o's publicist alerted authorities on Wednesday that the dress was stolen right out of the actress's room at the London West Hollywood Hotel. The dress has more than 6,000 pearls on it and is valued at $150,000. LAPD said the dress was recovered in a bathroom at the hotel.
Now, here's World News with Taylor Kinsler.
I'm Taylor Kinsler, and this is ATV World News. Former Deputy Prime Minister Boris Nemtsov was shot dead in Moscow this week. Nemtsov was a leading Russian opposition politician. President Vladimir Putin has personally opened an investigation into the murder. The identity of the Islamic State killer who appeared in beheading videos for ISIS has been revealed. Officials say Jihadi John has been identified as Mohammed Emwazi, a Kuwait-born Londoner. He is believed to have traveled to Syria in 2012 and joined ISIS. Mexican police have captured the country's most wanted drug lord, Servando La Tuta Gomez. Gomez, leader of the Knights Templar drug cartel, was arrested in Morelia in Michoacan state earlier this week. The former head of Colombia's secret police, Maria del Pilar Hurtado, has been found guilty of spying on politicians, judges, and journalists. The Supreme Court said Hurtado's sentence will be announced in 2 weeks. The United States is cracking down on the sale and purchase of ivory in hopes of eliminating a surge in illegal poaching, which will threaten and wipe out elephants and other species in Africa. The ivory ban is a key component of a national strategy for combating wildlife trafficking, which was unveiled Tuesday by the White House. This has been Taylor Kinsler with ATV World News.
Thanks, Taylor. Metro authorities experienced a disappointment this week when all 3 candidates they were considering for the position of general manager withdrew from consideration. All of the candidates' identities were being kept secret, though it is possible that the reason they withdrew was a possible leak of identifying information.
Now with this week's weather, here's Arun Raman.
Hi, this is Arun Raman with the weather. This week, you may want to have an umbrella on you as there's a high chance of rain in the forecast. We start the rainy week off with a high of 32 and a low of 31 on Sunday, and a high of 44 and a low of 27 on Monday. Moving on, rain is expected later in the week, a high of 40 and a low of 37 on Tuesday, a warmer change in climate with a high of 62 and a low of 37 on Wednesday, and a slight chance of snow with a high of 37 and a low of 20 on Thursday. The rain is expected to clear up by the end of the week, and the temperatures will stay in the 40s. I'm Arun Raman, and this has been your weekly weather report.
Thanks, Arun. This week, the Ford's Theater Museum in downtown DC officially reopened after having to be temporarily closed due to water pipe failures. Thankfully, none of the museum's historical artifacts were damaged in the leak.
Now with our What's Up AU segment, here's Sarah Camarada.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and this is What's Up AU. Last week was jam-packed with a celebration of all things communication during SOC Week 2015. Students had the opportunity to attend over 25 different events, and each day had a special list of programming. This week, we also have many exciting upcoming events, including a Phi Sigma Pi fundraiser at Crisp and Juicy on Tuesday, and a free falafel lunch on Wednesday, sponsored by the Center for Israel Studies in Battelle. On Wednesday night, WVAU presents Ron Ross of Sirius XM in Ward 1. Ron Ross is a radio personality on the Pulse, Sirius XM popular channel devoted to music from the late 2000s to today. Come to this event to learn about the radio industry and music creation. I wouldn't miss out on this. In light of National Eating Disorders Week, join the National Eating Disorders Association annual walk on AU's campus on Sunday, March 22nd. All of the money raised from the walk goes to NEDA and network members to help fund awareness, prevention, service, and treatment programs. I'm Sarah, and this has been What's Up AU.
So I think the big question on everyone's mind is, what color is that dress? Do you see white and gold or black and blue?
I know when I look at the picture, I see white and gold. I do not see how anyone could see any black in that picture.
I am team white and gold forever. I completely agree with you.
Okay, I mean,
there's no question asked. Yeah. It's white and gold. Okay. Well, that's it for ATV News. I'm Emily Jeffers.
And I'm Michaela Amos. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a great week, AU.